one, fire!
Welcome to Anime Analyst. I am your host, Thomas Fry,
And I'm your co-host Hasnan Zaidi.
and we are coming to you from Florida and halfway around the world in Lahore, Pakistan, and we are bringing you a anime called Chilling in Another World with Level 2 Super Cheat Powers because someone couldn't think of a four-word title. These ones that have two sentences in the names, it reminds me of this it was an anime that newspaper writer was actually I think it's coming up this week or next week where this newspaper writer gave like three sentences like Johnny does this to Dooney and beats him up and runs him over with the car and oh my gosh it was a blowout and he's like God your titles are long. That cracked me up. All right, to get back to the anime we are talking about, and by the way, that is Asuna. Asuna, say hi to the. Okay,
Oh,
don't go over to that side of the desk. My lovely cat has been jumping up and down on my desk all day long, and all day she was sitting over on this side. Give me a second. And now she wants to. Can you get up there now? Is that okay? I get all my drinks out of the way. Got all that out of the way. All right. Can you get up there now? Go on. There you go. Good kitty cat. See what I'm dealing all day. She's been jumping in front of my screens and stuff. I can't see what I'm doing. I love my kitty cat. Named after Asuna.
awesome.
So I keep my asanas close. I got my statue and I got my cat. Good kitty kitty. Okay. Now, we were talking about a 12 back to Chillin in Another World. And I love this anime because it's so lighthearted. Um, it's a 12 episode anime. It was in spring of 2024 and she made me lose my place again. Um, the studios was JC Staff. It was done from a light novel. It's an adventure fantasy romance isekai, and it's PG-13, and it has a score of 6.81, and it's ranked. It's kind of up there. It's 5,174. But the popularity, it's got a 1384 number on the popularity, which compared to yesterday's anime free run, you're not going to compare. But that was number one. But 1387 is not bad for an anime. This one is upbeat. It's cheerful. I don't know about you, but I laughed a lot during it. They did a lot of tropes in it. It was funny. They used a lot of stuff from anime history that were, different innuendos and just there's a lot of sexual harassment in a fun way in it, and it was just I thought it was a really good anime. What's your first impression of this one?
I like this anime. I'm surprised like the rating and the popularity is like little bit higher, but I think it's the story is good and it started and when it started like he don't have anything and they are confused. But I think I missed that part, like how he get like unlimited on all of the
Okay,
stats.
in the beginning, and this is one of the things I really like about this anime. They, if I was isekai from sitting in my computer, and then all of a sudden I'm thrown into another world, and then my numbers are really low, as you remember when they were doing, and when he first gets isekai, his numbers aren't very high, so they basically throw him out with the trash and they took him right up to where they know the demon army is, and they give him a crappy sword and a bag that attracts there's three slimes there, and
Mm.
slimes are starter monsters, so you can beat them up with your hands. They don't take a whole lot. So they lunge at him as any monster would, because there's a monster, monster. What do you call that when you're attracting them? So he kills them. He goes to level 2. As soon as you see his level 2 board come up, you see infinity symbols by all of his. You know how it's got strength, character, quality, and all that stuff. It all became instant. It became not infinity the
Yeah.
minute he got to level 2. That's why it's chilling in another world with level 2 super cheat powers. Right when he got, and then he used holy power right away, and as soon as he did that, he ended up level 367, which is extremely high considering the average is 20 in this world, and he has infinity on all his powers, his strength, agility, magic, magic power, all that. And it basically made him a god right there in the very first. Go back and rewatch the first episode, right when he's at, right before he changes from Bonanza to Fleo. Right before that scene, the scene right before that is when he gets all his infinity powers and all that, and he jumps up to level 3, and he doesn't, because he didn't see any of the monsters, he doubts the magic, because he did a cleansing, and then all of a sudden he killed 367 monsters is what that is, because you get a level of monster, and he wiped them all out, but he never saw any of them. But the magic it used, it said a third of his magic. Well, he's still thinking level 1. He's not thinking, oh, I've got infinity level 2. He didn't realize his magic pool, you couldn't even fit, we got Mack truck. If you had a Mack truck full of magic power, you're pretty powerful, but you're not a god. Okay, someone took the top off a Boeing A330 and filled it. If you filled up the interior of a Boeing the A330 bus, all right, what are we talking? 100,000 gallons of space in there, and you fill that up and say, okay, that's your magical power. But he didn't realize. He think he had one of them little Cessna one-seaters, flying around worth of power. And he didn't realize that he basically became a god at that point. And they kept it lighthearted after that, because I love it when, he changes. I mean, that's what I would do. I mean, if the opportunity was there, changes his face, changes his name, goes back in, gonna register with the Adventure Guild and all that. You got to be able to make money. You got to be able to find a place to live. You got, he was thinking, right, I got to take care. He just didn't realize that all that power that was at his fingertips, he never saw a monster get killed. So when he used his teleportation magic, he didn't realize that,
Yeah.
that he's like one of 10 people in the world that could use that by themselves. Every other scene or anybody else that uses teleportation, you see 10 mages there to move one, where he can move a house, the farm, the ground, the plants, not mess anything up, and replant it at the other end, all perfectly level with teleportation magic on a one-person call. I mean, there's, if the only way we can base our animes off is every other anime we've seen. That's how we develop what level is a god level, what is a hero level, what is a strong fighter level, and that's how we get all our levels. But he's up higher in Toya from, a smartphone. I mean, he's got more power than him. He's got a tremendous amount of power. So he goes back, but he don't realize it yet. grab me a couple of brews where I'm going, because them ales back in the day are good. It ain't like the modern, you got to drink 24 Budweisers to get a buzz. You drink one, and their glasses are bigger than your head, so you're getting, and all that for a copper, what? Where's the camera? One little copper coin. I you really see that the people that did this story kept the comedy aspect from the story and really translated that well onto the screen. There, don't get me wrong. There's some shortcomings in this video. I mean, and the other hero that came in the same time, what a moron! I mean, guy, he sees he's got 999 power, so that's really high. But he works it for a month and goes, oh, he gave up after 30 days. You're not going to just build. If you stay at the back of the army, you are not going to
Mhm.
get stronger. You're not going to get your skills. You're not going to build everything. You got to fight. You have to risk. Those who risk their lives are the ones that are the heroes. I don't necessarily know if I would take it that far, but I'm going to get in there and fight. I just would rather have some people around me in case I make mistakes. I got someone covering my back. But I just, and there were some stretches in this anime, but for the most part, it all fit together really nice, even with some of the parts that, in any other anime it wouldn't work. But they really made it work in this one, and every other episode, they're getting another god level person in that house, except for the four original knights from. That just
Yeah,
goes to show you
yeah,
this country, how they praise the dumbest people that can't do anything, because he goes. Remember when they first started trying to train the knights from Clyroad, and she walks up to this beast and starts introducing herself like it's another person. I'm like, that's a pig 4 times the size of a house, and you're gonna introduce yourself. Hi, my name is Thomas Fry. I am a knight from that animal can't even understand you, let alone all it hears is and it wants to shut you up because it don't understand nothing you're saying. And I feel bad for Velma. With her magic power is so freaking weak. I mean, she could probably live in a home of hamsters and have a decent amount of power. But you put her out in the real world, and one spell, and she's tossing her cookies. She doesn't have a lot, and she ends up a teacher. She ends up a professor in the kingdom of Clyroad. They do not have a lot of very highly skilled people if they're, making someone that has that low magic power,
mm,
and that low of stamina, making them a professor to teach everybody else. Her personality would fit the job. She's a nice person, um, and I wouldn't take that away from her, but not very. And see, we started the show and it's already been 15 minutes and I just run off. If you can't tell that I didn't enjoy it, then I don't know. So what give your closing statement for this and we'll let everyone go cuz we've already kept them 6 minutes over.
yeah. I will recommend the season and like the story and like they have the fights and the comedy and like he has the relationship with that girl when he thought that she died, but he started punching the and and in the last day he proposed to her for real, like before they tried to like have a marriage for the people so like they don't get questions, but
Right,
in
he
the
was
last,
just trying to protect her.
yeah, but in the last he realized that he want to live with her. I think it's a nice anime. I would say it's a
It
good one.
did. I didn't get to that because I was having so much fun just explaining that, a some serious moments into it, and it fit in there really nice. The director, the illustrator, all the people on the staff of this anime, the voice coach, everybody, they did an awesome job for this being a comedy at
Mhm.
this level of a comedy. So this is a really good anime, and it's kind of underscored on Mal. I think the numbers deserve to be higher, but there's only 177,000 members. You can't have every anime get the perfect score on it. 681's not a bad score by any means, but I would have liked to have seen this one up over 7. I think it done it better. I don't think people, not everyone that was watching it that are reviewing was paying attention to every single thing going on in this. And it does, because there is some silliness in this. I get it. And I get people just, a lot of people, oh, well, that's ridiculous, and then they blow off the whole anime. It's like, if you just watch 2 minutes past that, you'd understand what that was all about. So, as we have gone way over on time today, so we will see you tomorrow, and we got another good show for you.